Okay, so I created the lesson plans for this week. As I was creating the lesson plans, I realized that there are a ton of resources that you have to put together. So I created a slide presentation for Monday and Tuesday, and hopefully I can get Wednesday and Friday done. Thursday, there's no school. The reason I did this is because some of you do not have all of the materials, and also Miss Pickney, has been out. So in case Miss Howell or somebody else takes over the class, they can follow along. So here are the lesson plans. I wrote everything. On the first day, I even link some of the activities, but I created this slide presentation. So when you go into our drive, where in the folder that says lesson plans, I created resources for Unit 1, Week 1. Here are the two slide presentations that I finished. These PDF are just extra resources that instead of going into the universe, I just drop them there for you to print out. So let's take a Unit 1, Week 1, Day 1. The lesson says that you start by introducing the knowledge blueprint. So I put it right here with your smart ink. You can write on it. The only thing is that when you switch to the next slide, you won't be able to keep that text attached to this slide. So you have to erase it and go to the next one. Then they say for you to front load the vocabulary. I put exactly what is in there. If you want to print these chart, this organizer to give to the students, that's okay. They also provide one to you for you to give to the students. And I linked the Benchmark Universe glossary with picture. I just think that that is such a useful tool that there's no other way around it, because it has it in different languages, and it also has it, has the picture. It is just such a valuable tool for our students. And of course, this is probably not loading because I have not refreshed my so please give it a try. This is just the glossary. Then they say to go through the search inquiry project, that you just got to talk about it. The first week, they're only going to do question 1 and step 1 and step 2. So you're just showing this. I do suggest you printing the research inquiry project separate. It comes as a whole PDF document, with the read, response, something like that journal. It's all together. I will put it separate because this is something that they're not going to work on it every single day. Then we jump into phonics. I feel that sometimes, it can be a little tricky, so I put, the pictures there for us to review the short vowel sounds. Then it goes into the L blends, and these are just reviewing because these particular skills are going to see over and over and over again, so I'm not afraid to front loading it to the students altogether. They're not as tricky as the diphthong and vowel teams and so on. And then you can type in here. Where is this type here? And then of course build words. I would just use the marker to build words. And here on the notes at the bottom, it shows you, which words to start with. And I also added the multisyllabic words. So you write kit, and then you kitten. That's how you break it apart. So kit becomes kitten, nap becomes napkin, and so on. Speller patterns, have them use dry erase markers. And then at the bottom over here, I put the notes of what you need to do. The sight words ladder, they say to practice reading them, and then they pretend to climb up as they read. Here's the share reading. I added an anchor chart. You don't have to use this. I just put it in there. And it says to front load the vocabulary, so that's why I added that there too. Here's the story that you can read and then just make notations. Then we go into writing. I put the anchor chart in there, the prompt for you to dissect the prompt. They are going to read this. You're going to print and give this to them so they can see what it is, an exemplar, they are expected to write by the end. And that's it for day 1. Now, day 2, I got a little bit, my brain was working a little better. So here we have, and then I added the lesson because I noticed that on Benchmarks teacher resources, the lesson, so I put the lesson, phonics, blend, consonant, diagram, and then the little learning goal. I added, or I link the ePocket chart. Let's see if it's going to load. Since that didn't work, so I redid it. And since that didn't work, I went into the day 2 and I saved myself a pocket chart that it's already done. So I have the word or the rhyme ip and up. So I know I can just do rip and then I can just add the R to make drip, but it's all set. I don't have to do that. And then if you go here, you save it. I don't know how to share it with you guys. I put the link and then it won't show. But I saved it as Unit 1, Week 1, Day 2. If you do this and save it, you can just go and find it again with this little arrow over here. And another thing is we are also going to use the sight words. And it comes with this already. You're going on the top with these arrows. So that's the only thing that you will have to source into the benchmark universe. Next, I have the first share reading that is identifying the central idea, which is the same thing as the main idea, but they're using central idea. I added an anchor chart right there. Here's the story, and over here you see setting the purpose for that lesson, and I added the notes at the bottom, and I'm going to tell you why that's important. Over here I just put a little song for them to have a brain break, in 2 minutes. All you have to do is press here for the 2 minutes, pause it, then you continue again with your second reading, and it's focusing on vocabulary and context clues. Again, I copy and paste it right there at the bottom, the part of the lesson. And since you're modeling with paragraph 1 and 2, then 3 and 4 is for them. And if you see over here, I added the context clue so you can type in there. And then this is what you're supposed to type on the first one. Now it's done. They help you complete this part. What they're supposed to do during independent reading. Here's another brain break, like right before, after you finish, before you go into rotations. And this one is you just press play and then you pause, and whatever you pause, that's what they're gonna do. I just thought it was fun. Here's writing again. Explaining, I added the prompt, what you gotta say. There's some notes at the bottom. The lesson 8, you know how to take notes, and you're gonna model using this. I added the chart that you're going to use, and over here what it should say, because now they're gonna practice with this part. And if you see in here, I just copy and paste the lesson. The reason why I thought that was useful is because if you go to print settings and preview, you can print the slides in. So you are on print preview, and if you click here, one slide with notes, then you should be able to see the slide in the notes. So you can just, flip through it and help you read, so you're not fumbling with the big book. So I literally, I just copy and pasted a lot of it, and also, other stuff is just like a quick reminder of things to do. If you have the whole kit, especially the phonics part will be very useful. I would use my document camera and the smart board because I can say, okay, boys and girls, we are going to be reading this and we're going to be looking for the central idea. And then as I'm doing note taking, the notations, I would do that under the document camera, but I would still have this projected on the smart board just so they see where we are at. I feel that sometimes, writing on the smart board, it doesn't save the ink, it doesn't save the information, so it's a little tricky. You want to have it, so they see a continuation of these lessons. Um, it's the first week, we're all a little stressed out. I hope that it doesn't require all of this and we get into a better groove. If this was helpful, please, I need some feedback. If it's not helpful, if you have the kit and this doesn't work, please do not use it. If you don't have the kit and this work, use it. If you don't have the kit and this doesn't work, don't use it. I just created this to help us, you know, go smoothly through this week, but it is just a suggestion. I'm not saying you have to use this. Good luck, everybody. Please give me some feedback.